Hello, good morning students. How are you? I hope you're fine and well, and I hope children you are all studying in your house. We have uh, in fact we have children did lot of videos. We have completed all the lessons in the online classes also, through videos also. Children, we are making you prepare for your examination. And children, this lesson, the last lesson, the name of the lesson is the last lesson, and I'm going to start with the revision. Okay, I've already in my previous video started the revision of this lesson. And I have told you about the writer, about the background of the story, and now I'm explaining you the whole lesson line by line, and so that you will not again have any problem in understanding the lesson. Now children, in the last lesson, as you can see in the board, it is written in the board. It is written by Alphonse Daudet. So children, the writer, he's a French novelist. Okay, and his name is Alphonse Daudet. Okay, he's a French novelist, and here children, he in this lesson the importance is given to the mother tongue. The importance is given to the mother tongue. Alphonse Daudet says that we should feel pride to learn our language, the mother tongue. We should respect and honor our mother tongue. So this is the main aim and the main message of this whole lesson, that one should be, if he is proud to have their mother tongue, one should not forget their mother tongue. One should give importance to the mother tongue, and they should keep in touch with it. It's not that we should not keep it, because nowadays children, the youngster, they are neither they are expert in English nor in the mother tongue. So children, like in our country, children, Hindi is our mother tongue. So we should feel pride that we are having a language which is our mother tongue. We should be honor, and at least we should read and write that language, what I feel. Okay, the basic concept of Hindi language should be clear to each and everyone, because being a mother tongue, we should honor it also. Okay, similarly children, at the last, the writer Alphonse Daudet, he tells that this language, the last lesson is a story related with the French language. Student, he was a French novelist, Alphonse Daudet, and the story is rotating around, the central theme is the French language. So children, a boy is there, and he is given some work by his teacher, Monsieur Hamel. Monsieur is a word for Mr. in French language. So he is being given some work, some homework by his teacher, but he did not take care of his lesson. He did not prepare his lesson. Unfortunately, children, this lesson is written at the time of Franco-Prussian War, which was there at that in 1872-1871. And children, this was a time when Germany defeated France. This was a time in this war, France was defeated by Germany. And children, when the German won, they have imposed a rule that from next day, the moment they have won, after some time, a rule came to the to France that now French language will not be taught. Instead, which language will be taught? You can understand it now. The teachers will be teaching in German language, and all the French teachers, they were expelled from the school, and in that place now the German teacher is going to come and teach the German language. So children, here the writer, through the teacher, who is the teacher here? Monsieur Hamel. And here children, the writer is expressing his own view through the teacher. He is very sad when children, when it was declared that from the next day French language will be taught no more. He is very sad. And children, through his teacher, he conveyed the message that one should give importance to the mother tongue. And children, when I will be teaching you a lot of things, you will come to know. And he tells, Alfonso Dordal tells through the teacher that one should feel give importance to the mother tongue. One should feel pride to have a mother tongue. And children, we should not forget our mother tongue. We should at least learn how to read and write, and to have the grammatical part. We should know at least few grammatical important parts of that language. So he has stressed in that. Now, in the beginning of the story, children, a boy is there, friends, and he is already late for the school, and he is afraid of being scolded by his teacher, Moses Hamill. Now, children, for two reasons, he is very much scared that day. First, he was already late for the school. Second, children, he had given some work related with the French grammar, that is, he had to learn participle in the French grammar language, and he did not prepare his lesson. In fact, he was not knowing the ABC of that language. He was not aware of ABC of French participle. So, children, he is very scared, and he is feeling very much afraid. He is thinking when he will reach to the school, what the teacher will tell him, and very sure he will be getting the punishment today. Okay. Earlier he wanted to bunk his class, but then he thought that later on he decided that he would go to school, and it was good he went to the school, because children, when he reached the school, I will be telling you what really happened in the school. So when he reached the school, he on the way a bulletin board was there, and he had seen lot of people were gathered there to see that what was written on the bulletin board. Generally, the bad news used to come from the bulletin board, but he wanted to see, but he could not see, because as he was already late for the school. And children, the photo of his teacher came to his mind with the stand. The teacher might give him the punishment, and he's standing with the ruler. When he thought that, he rushed to the school. Of course, children, he was late for the school, but when he went that day to the school, he saw a complete silence was there in the school, as if it is a Sunday morning. So he's surprised, because he had never seen the school so quiet. So he's very much surprised. He is telling that why so much is why everybody is so quiet. Well, children, when he was coming to the school through window, went to his classroom, when he was coming through window, he had seen all the students were already seated in their place, and his teacher Monsieur Hamill was roaming inside he was moving here and there with a book under his arm inside the classroom. Now he was very much scared that how now he will be going to his seat, because everybody had already seated. And children, he used to take advantage of the chaos and the noise. When he was late, he used to come quickly to the classroom, used to sit in his place. So today he was feeling embarrassed that already people had taken their seat and their teacher was inside the class. So he was very much, children, he was very much sad now that what to do. Now let's see what he had done. Now children, he felt embarrassed. He came to the class, and but to his great surprise, the teacher did not scold him. Instead, he told, Frank, take your seat, because we are going to start the class without you. Well, children, he was really embarrassed, and he started thinking why the teacher did not scolded him today, why he is so polite with him. Well, anyway, he went to his seat, and again he was very much surprised that at the back benches and the chair, some elderly people were sitting. So children, he was thinking that why this changes is there, why in the classroom some elderly people are sitting. And suddenly his eyes fall on the dress of his teacher. It was one of his best dress, children, green color coat with a frill shirt and a black silken hat. So that dress generally he used to put with the time of the inspection of the school, or if some prize distribution function used to be there. So that was his favorite and it was best dress. Now children, he was not knowing why the teacher had put his best dress today. So he is he is not knowing what to do. Now let's see what happened, student. Mosir Hamel, okay, he told everybody to take the seat and he started his lesson. French was very much excited to know why people at the back, some of the elderly villagers were sitting, and why and why and how children that Mosir Hamiel, he is roaming here and there. He is thinking that why it has been done like that, why he is maybe putting his dress. Well, children, then Mosir Hamel, he came to the class. He told his class student that today is his last day, as the German army had took over. And children, they were leaving his school. French school was there in the district of Alsace. And children, one more district was there. The name of district was Lorraine. So France belongs to this district Alsace, and children, it was from here the teaching of the French was banned by the German soldier. They banned the language. They told that from next day, today would be the last day for teaching of the French language. From next day, it would be German language would be taught, and a new teacher will take place. Instead of Mosir Hamel, he has to leave the school because he was a French teacher, and now a new German teacher will come from and teach German to them from the next day. Okay, so this was the situation, and the teacher told that today is his last day, and children, in between he gave the lecture that one should that the French language is very beautiful language. One should honor the language. One should respect the and give importance to the language. And he told that since now they were not one France but many French, many students were there who were not seriously studying the language. So he told it was very sad now that how they are going to learn their language. Even French was sad. He was, for the first time, children, he had a lot of regard for his teacher. Okay, he forgot his ruler beating and everything. In fact, he was also sad that his teacher is going to leave him for forever. At the same time, children, this boy French also repented that why now nobody is going to teach him to French now, and whatever his teacher had given, he was not serious in his work. He was not able to learn his language in a nice manner. He was not able to learn. So he was very much sad. Now children, I am going to start the teacher. Okay. So here the friend's feeling for Mosir Hamel is changed. Okay. And even children, the change the order from Berlin caused what happened in the school that day. Even we have to see this also. Okay. So now I am going to start with the lesson. So student, please open your books now. We are doing first lesson, and the name of the lesson is the last lesson. Okay, we have already done till page number 3. The last paragraph of page number 3. Here Franz is here. He has reached the school. Okay, and he had seen his classmate had already taken place. Okay, Mr. Mosir Hamel saw me and said very kindly, go to your place quickly, little Franz, we were picnic without you. Now children, he felt more embarrassed that why his teacher did not scolded him today. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat. Now children, he went and sat on his desk, and suddenly what he saw that his teacher was putting a beautiful green color coat, had frilled shirt and the little black silk cap. So what he was putting, a shirt which was made of frill Okay, frilled is a long narrow stripe of clothes with fold, and the little black silk cap he had, children bought he was putting that beautiful black silk cap all embroidered. Okay, so the embroidered means decorated and stitched with patterns, uh, and he children that he never wore except on inspection and prize day. So children, generally this dress was worn by the teacher put especially on the day of inspection and on the day of prize days. Beside, the whole school seemed so strange and solemn, and the whole school was very much sad, and solemn means serious. But the thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty. Now, children, the thing which surprised fans was children, few people were sitting on the back side of the seat, which was always empty. The village people sitting quietly like ourselves, old Hauser with his three-cornered hat, the former mayor, the former postmaster, and several other beside. Now, children, you have to underline these persons. These persons, children, they were the elderly and the most respected persons of the village. So, who were there? Old Hauser. Hauser is the name of a person with his three-cornered hat, and children, the hat which he was putting, it had three-cornered. The former mayor, former is children the before, the earlier. Okay, a mayor was there who was not a mayor of nowadays some other person was mayor. He was the former mayor. uh, the former postmaster, the earlier postmaster, and several other besides. Everybody looked sad, and Hauser had bought an old primer thumbed at the edges, and he had it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. Now, children, one of the person, okay, who was he? The Hauser, he had bought an old primer. Primer means children the primary school book, the alphabets and all that was written. And children, he was trying to read. These people, they were not very much educated. They belongs from the village, okay, but he tried to read. While I was wondering about it all, Moses Hamel mounted his chair and in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you." Now, children, in a very sentimental mood, he told in a very grave manner. What is the meaning of grave manner? Grave means very silent. Children, grave is always silent, no noise. Whenever you go to the graveyard, what you will see, everywhere it is silence. So here grave means silence. So in a very grave and gentle tone, grave here means children, you can write serious, okay, and gentle is mild, okay, tone which he had used to me. He said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you." He is telling this will be the last lesson. Tone here means sound. He is telling today would be my last lesson which I am going to teach you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the school of Alsace and Lorraine. So he is telling that the order has come from Berlin, okay, that now no more study of the French language will be there. Now, children, only all the studies will be done in the German language, and now instead of French you have to learn German, and a new teacher of German will be here. A new teacher teaching German will be here. He has to, he will have to leave his place, school. The new master comes tomorrow. He is telling the new teacher will join from the next day. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. And he is telling that for the last time I am going to teach you French. Okay. And after that you won't be able to study French because nobody is going to teach you French. Only children German language will be taught. And why this happened? Because it was the French who lost the battle, who was the loser in the battle now, and the German had won. So the first rule of related with the language was imposed on the district of Alsace and Lorraine, and here their school was in Alsace. What a thunderclap these words were to me. Okay. So children, thunderclap, loud sound of a thunderclap, children. It was a very loud sound, as if when children, the sound which comes during the time of thunderstorm. So when he spoke this word, it was like a thunder to French. Oh, the wretches, that was what they had put up at the town hall. Now, children, he is understood. Now he understood that what was on the bulletin board. So in the bulletin board, what must be written? Now this boy Frank is thinking that it is France who lost the battle. It is German, okay, who had won the battle, and then some rules like now French language will be taught no more. So now he understood what was there in the bulletin board. My last French lesson, why I hardly knew how to write. Now children, he is very upset. He is telling, now for the first time children, he is repenting that why he did not learn his language very well. He is telling, today is my last French lesson and I hardly knew how to write, and that language I have to learn a lot of things like about writing of the French language. I should never learn anymore. Now he's repenting children. He is sad that why he did not pay attention. Now he will not able to learn that language anymore. I must stop there. Then oh how sorry I was for not learning my lesson, for seeking birds eggs or going sliding on the SAR. So sliding children moving smoothly. Okay. So he is thinking children that today is the last lesson and I did not even learn how to write it. Okay. He is very much sad. He is thinking that uh, that was they had he is telling, my last French lesson, why I hardly know how to write, I should never learn anymore. Now children, he is thinking that from today I will not be able to learn my language. Okay. And my books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago, so heavy to carry. Now he is telling he really felt sad and he really realized the importance of his mother tongue, and he is thinking that till now he was not caring for his mother tongue, for his book, okay, whom he had ignored. He did not, it was so light from him, but today carrying those book was a, he was feeling heavy to carry those books. Why children, why heavy children? Because children, he knew that from tomorrow he don't have to carry all this book. Okay. They were French grammar books. They were history of the French French history was there in the history books. Okay, they were now will become his old friend. They will not. He did not have to bring those books in the school. And Moses Hamel too, the idea that he was going away, and he was very upset children when he came to know that Moses Hamel was going away and that I should never see him again, made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. In fact children, he forgot all about his beating, about his ruler, about the punishment given by the teacher. So he was with a heavy heart he accepted all this thing. Okay. He forgot that his teacher now um, had punished him. He was feeling sorry that now he won't be able to see Mozur Hamel like other day. Poor man, it was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. Now children, he realized that why he had put his last Sunday clothes. Okay, why he had put student, because now children, he will be not no more there in the school, and he wanted to give honor to the school and to the French language. He was putting that shirt and his best dress. Poor man, it was in honor of this last lesson that he had to put on this fine Sunday clothes, and now I understood why the old men of the village were sitting. And now children, French also came to know that just to pay him honor, the honor to his teacher, all the elderly village people, they were given, they came to the class because they want to pay their honor and respect to Monsieur Hamel, who was in the school from the last children 20 years. Okay. And children, these people, they did not went to the school when they were child, but now they realize the importance of the school and the studies and the importance of teacher. Okay, for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. Okay, so they also wanted to pay respect to the teacher, to the country, which now that country, their own country, did not belong to them. So children, they had come to pay respect to the school, to the French language and to the French teacher who had been teaching from some last. Children, he was in the service for last faithful 40 years of his faithful service and of showing the respect for the country that was theirs no more. And children, they also want to show respect to the country because now their country is now there no more. Why? Because children, it has been occupied by German soldiers. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. Now children, he was thinking all this, he was very worried, he was sad also. Who? Frank. So his name was called by his teacher. It was my turn to recite. Now children, the teacher had given, did you remember the teacher had given them homework that about related with the French grammar, that they have to learn participle. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through, very loud and clear and without one mistake. Now children, he is feeling sad, repent that why he did not prepare his lesson, his French lesson, French grammar about participle. Till now he should have known it so well that he should have told his teacher without making any mistake. But he did not pay importance, he did not give importance, so he was not able to learn his language. But I got mixed up on the first word and stood there holding on to my text. Now children, he was not able to say very first word which he began. He was mixed up. Okay, and he stood there holding on to my text, my heart beating and not daring to look up. Now children, his heart was beating. The teacher was standing in front of him. The teacher is asking him question and he is not able to tell. So children, his heart was beating fast. I heard Monsieur Hamel say. Now let's see what Monsieur Hamel told him. I won't scold you, little Franz. He told him, today I will not scold you, little Franz. You must feel bad enough. See how it is. Every day we have said to ourselves, bah, I've plenty of time, I will learn it tomorrow. And now you see where we have come out. That's the great trouble with Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow, and now those fellow out there will have the right to say to you, how is it you pretend to be Frenchmen, and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language? So he is telling children, you know, France, why you're not able to learn your lesson, because you leave it for next day and that next day never come. Now he's very sad, his teacher, and he is telling it is not France, but it is mostly seen with all the people who are living in Alsace, that they never try to do their work in time. They leave it for next day. And children, when they leave for next day, that next day never comes. And that is a great trouble with Alsace. She put off learning till tomorrow. Now this fellow out there will have the right to say to you, how is it you pretend to be Frenchmen and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language? So he is telling that from today the language we are not going to teach you. Today is the last day for learning your French language. And children, he is telling that tomorrow if somebody will ask you about the language, okay, they will say, they will tell you that you are the French people, okay, and how sorry you will feel that neither you can speak your French language nor you will be able to write your own language. And But you are not the worst, poor little French. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. So he's telling, but you can do one thing. It's never too late. Okay, you can, after you can blame this when they will say that you were not able to write your language, you are not able to read. Definitely one day you all will blame yourself, and that would be too late. Nobody can help you at that time. Okay, your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. Now he's telling your parents had just sent to the school. They were not knowing, they were not anxious enough that what you are learning. They prefer to put you to work on a farm and at the means. Now he's telling, I'm not blaming the parents also. It is the children. I'm not blaming the student also. Sometimes it is a workload lot given by the parents, like they will put you to work in some farm, in some field, okay, or they will send you to work somewhere else. And he's telling, somewhere even I am to be blamed. Like, have I not often sent you to water my flower instead of learning your lesson? He told me, sometime even I am also to be blamed, because sometime I told you to water my plants, okay, and that was a study time when I've sent it to you. So somewhere I also is blamed for that. And when I wanted to go for fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? He's also telling that sometime I wanted to go to fishing and I have given you holiday. So that is also not good from the part of side of a teacher. Then from one thing to another, Mauser Hamel went on to talk of the French language. Then children, again he started talking of the French living language, saying that it was the most beautiful language of the world. Children, here you have to underline, this is one of the most important words said by Monsieur Hamel. Okay, and now the children, with this I conclude my video here because the time is over. And children, I will continue the last lesson. Okay, in fact the revision of the first lesson, the name of the lesson is the last lesson, in my next video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.